Hey everybody, this is Amanda. I am going to be talking about the ethics training that I set up. The company that I looked at is actually Farmers Insurance. Their mission and operations for farmers, their mission is to deliver peace of mind by making customers smarter about insurance and helping them recover from loss as quickly as possible. The service and operations aspect of Farmers. From a service standpoint, Farmers is a multi-line insurance carrier that specializes in business insurance, personal lines such as home and auto, specialty services such as recreational vehicles, motorcycles, as well as mobile home coverage. Farmers is a nationwide company. However, we are actually owned by Zurich, which is a worldwide company. So looking at the values, Farmers' values, the first one that they really focus on is diversity and potential of every individual. What they want to do is they want to seek out and utilize the different perspectives that each of us can bring along with our strengths. We are supposed to treat everyone with respect, and there is a large focus on collaboration and going above and beyond for the success of the company. How this influenced the training program that I set up would be, we're going to focus on ethics behind the diversity from not only a entry-level position, but also from a management perspective as well as the global marketplace. Also, there should be a focus on growth and development and doing so in an ethical way. The second value that is focused on is exceeding our customers' expectations. We are to embrace new ideas and question the status quo, put our customers at the heart of all that we do, and use failure as an opportunity to learn. How this influenced the training program is a focus on operations and marketing ethics and how they impact the customer. Also a focus on proper targeting and how information is obtained from our insureds. The last one is standing up for what's right. We are to maintain the highest ethical and professional standards, complying with all applicable laws, regulations, and internal policies, and dedicating our time and resources to making a difference in our community. How this influences the training program is by reviewing how external pressures can impact ethical decisions, how to avoid rationalization of actions, and reinforcing core values and methods to avoid breaches of ethical behavior. So the code of conduct that Farmers focuses on is first accountability and compliance. All employees are to be held accountable for the actions that they take in compliance with the code of conduct that Farmers has set forth. There also is a focus on conflict of interest. All employees should have a clear obligation to Farmers as a business ahead of their personal interests when they are conducting the business for Farmers. From a gift and gratuity standpoint, we are not, under any circumstance, allowed to accept gifts, cash gifts, gratuity, in any amount or form. The only time that they would see this as acceptable would be in regards to perishable foods, if returning the item is not something that we can do, or if it's a promotional or advertising, which is if it's valued under $25. If it's more than that, it needs to go back. Another code of conduct is the confidential records and record retention. We are to protect private, confidential information. It is the utmost priority. Our customer data is highly confidential, and we also have to adhere to a record and the records retention policy as well as the schedule. There's a set time in which we can get rid of records, and we need to focus on that. Also, the financial data and company funds, financial results, budget information, all of the financial projections, we're not allowed to release those until we have authorization from higher up saying that it's okay. Also, all of the financial books need to be kept accurate, as this is also followed up with the state. And then no funds should be used for any unlawful purpose. Also, fraud. Fraud is huge in the insurance industry. This is something that we have multiple trainings on. It's to help prevent and identify fraud in the organization, but not just in the organization, but also from outside individuals. There is also a focus on the applicants, policyholders, claimants. We want to make every effort to obtain the required information for any transaction from the actual insured. The only time that a third party should be utilized is in accordance with legal and ethical constraints. Information from applicants, policyholders, and claimants is to be considered highly confidential, and termination will occur if the information is disclosed in a manner that is not compliant with the law. Antitrust and unfair competition is also very big. Farmers is committed to conducting business in a fair and honest manner. They do not want to be placed in a position where they could be accused of price fixing or having special arrangements with their competitors, and the company does follow the strict antitrust laws that are set forth by the government. The training program that I developed first would be done as a completely single training session, as an ethics course is actually required by the state for licensing, so it's more almost like a refresher. The length of the session would be for 2 hours in its entirety, as it's not, so it does not impede business function. And every employee will be required to complete this training, and they will be given 4 weeks from the date that the session became available to complete the activity. The curriculum will be based off of Farmers' Code of Business Ethics, combined with other internal policies to ensure operations are completed according to high ethical, legal, and professional standards. The topics that we would focus on would be complaint and fair conduct of business, equal employment, harassment-free workplace, high health and safety in the environment, data protection, security, and confidentiality, records management, conflict of interest, anti-bribery and anti-corruption, antitrust and fair competition, communication with external parties, protection of assets and prevention of fraud and crime, anti-money laundering, counter-terrorist finance and economic sanctions, and then reporting improper conduct and concerns. The anti-money laundering and the counter-terrorist finance is something that is also very large in the insurance industry and is a huge focus, as insurance is actually used to fund terrorist activities. There will be integrated cases where the participant will have to determine the most ethical response to the situation. For each case, they will receive a score, which will be calculated at the end. The effectiveness is going to be looked at upon completion of the course, the score that is finally calculated. In order for the course to be regarded as completed, they would have to have a score of 85% or better. And then there will also be a mandatory survey at the end of the course to determine the participants' feelings about the course and the impact of their knowledge. I did reference a bit on the book, and I do appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. Thank you so much.